Welcome back to another episode of Orlando Weekly Recap, where I'm going to be recapping what happened in Orlando over the past week. We have a really good one, but let's work our way up to it. And so we're starting in the Four Seasons. And back in 2021, this company, they're really a real estate investment trust known as Host Hotels. They bought the Four Seasons for $610 million cash. But the interesting part, apart from that record-breaking sale, of course, was that they spent $35 million buying an adjacent 5-acre parcel, which at the time was residentially zoned. And the land could have been used for residential purposes, but only for timeshare. And so they recently submitted an application to change that residential use, or land use, I should say, to residential opportunities apart from timeshare, which lends to the expectation that it might be an extension of the Four Seasons private residences, which is currently sold out. The neighborhood was very successful because not only were you at Golden Oak to have all these amazing amenities, you were a part of the most exclusive neighborhood in Central Florida, but then you add to that a 5-star and also Central Florida's only AAA 5-diamond rated hotel. You're combining the best of both worlds, and I actually dare you to find me a neighborhood that offers the same level or caliber of experience. There's really nothing like it here in Central Florida. All that good stuff does come at a cost though. For the Golden Oak Club, you're paying about $20,000 a year. You tack on Four Seasons fee, that's around $17,000 to $18,000, and then for your annual HOA, it's around $8,000. So just in fees, you're over $40,000 for the year just to say you live at the Four Seasons private residences. But again, level of experience unmatched. You can't find anything better in Central Florida. They're exploring 4 different single-family detached home types, and so you got the cluster villas, which are like the smallest ones. They're really small, close together, about 20-foot wide lots. Then you got the village type homes. They're like 40-foot wide, mostly vertical again. And then you got the courtyard estates, which are like a little bit bigger. They're about on the same 40-foot, 50-foot wide lots. And then you got the estate homes, which are going to be your largest ones, of course, on 70-foot wide lots minimum. And so let me know, which one would you buy, and what do you think of the Kappa Lavaro, which is this home right here? Been on the market for a long time. It is part of the Four Seasons private residences. Would you buy it? Would you not? And why? Let's get on to story number 2. So for story number 2, we're talking about the Orlando job market. A recent article came out talking about how jobs are plentiful in Orlando. In July, they had more than 58,000 openings. And what was even more interesting to me, at least, was that there was about the same number of candidates. So a little bit over 58,000. And so the average kind of worked out to be for every one job, there would be one candidate. And so they actually listed out the top companies that had the most job openings. And so for number 1, you had the United Health Group, which had about 1,000. Number 2, you had Orlando Health. And then number 3, this one actually kind of saddened me a little bit, was the school district of Osceola County. I personally know teachers who work in the Osceola County area, and you hear it all the time of, always having to take work home, feeling just kind of overloaded. I think we really do have a problem in Central Florida. I don't want to make it like sensationalized, of course, but shortage of teachers. And so I'm not sure what the problem is. I genuinely would like to know what your guys' solutions are. Is it just more pay? Not to say that the only job listings in this too are just for teachers. It's between teachers and administrative staff and support staff and all these other kind of things. And so it's a healthy balance of job openings. But bottom line, whatever it is, I think we should all be working towards, making that situation better. But for number 4, more on a positive note, it was Lockheed Martin. And so if you remember my recent video, which was the 5 reasons you'll regret moving to Orlando, I talked about the job market and how it's mostly tourism based. And although Disney and Universal is in the bottom 5 of this top 10 list of job openings, the top 5 is medical and tech field dominant, which is really good to see. And I'm still very interested to see how the job market will continue to change in a direction where it fosters more high paying jobs and that kind of thing coming into the area over the next decade or so. So let me know what you think, and let's move on to story number 3. Story number 3, we are talking about Neo City, the 500-acre technology district out in Osceola County, more specifically the Kissimmee area, which is very interesting. I've been following this for a while. I've made videos about it before on the channel, but I am now officially a fan, and I'm gonna tell you why. And so Neo City, again, is supposed to be this technology district with a huge focus on tech education, chip manufacturing. They're trying to be the hub of the semiconductor industry in Central Florida. So a bunch of tech-centric companies are gonna be coming into that development, but along with that, they are building out a $1 billion town center, and Xiaomi Construction, which if you don't know, because I didn't, they're responsible for building some of the most iconic buildings in New York City. They've actually been accredited of being a part of building New York itself because they've done so many projects. And so it's great to see that they decided to get involved in this project. They were actually quoted as saying they don't get involved in anything unless it's special, which is really good to hear. They're doing this with Shop Architects, which I didn't know this either. They were the architects for the headquarters of the app that you're watching this on YouTube, and they've been a part of many other really good, really extraordinary projects as well. So it's a well-oiled machine, a really high caliber team, and we were able to get well, that actually rhymes, but we were able to get a glimpse of what this might look like. And man, this looks really good. And so take a look with me right now, as it's on my screen, it's probably on yours. And this is the Performing Arts Center that's in Neo City. So it's kind of anchoring its waterfront entertainment district. And then look at this one right here. They are going for sort of a live, work, play lifestyle. Where have we heard that before? They're saying the waterfront area is gonna be lined with restaurants and shops, which is really good. I think this overall raises the bar for Kissimmee. The whole Neo City project raises the bar. Actually, the first Class A office building is coming out of Neo City, and that will be the first one for Osceola County in general. And so you think about real estate, land values around this area, it's gonna be really interesting to see in about 10 years. But if you take notice of this picture with the aircraft in the sky, that is supposed to be a mock-up of the Lilium aircraft, the electric airplane that's gonna be flying out of Lake Nona. They're planning to build their parking garages with accommodations for that one to kind of land on top and for people to fly in and between while on their way to possibly Tampa, which is where the end result should be for that flight path. Game changing is really the phrase that comes to mind when I'm thinking about how this project will affect the Osceola County area and just Kissimmee again in general. If we really look, I'll put it up on a map too of where this is. There's not really much going in and around this area in Kissimmee. And so in terms of real estate prices right now in that area is relatively low. And I think if you maybe were a long-term investor, wanted to get somebody in, a tenant, rent it out, have them pay off the mortgage and just kind of wait this out to see what this can become, I think that might be a good idea. But even apart from that, just on a huge macro level, this is going to be big for this area, and I can't wait to see how this whole thing kind of unfolds as the years go by. I don't know, based off this article and research that I've done in the past, it really prompts me to make a video just about Neo City. So let me know in the comments if you guys would be interested in that. Thank you so much for watching this recap. If by chance you are thinking of or interested in buying or selling a home here in Orlando, I'd love to partner with you and start that conversation as your real estate agent. So reach out to me. Email is going to be romariog@salesorlandofl.com. Don't worry if you didn't catch that. All my contact information will be in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow me over on Instagram. Hope to see you in the next one. But until then, you stay safe.